Hi, this is Jefferson Calico again. This video will be just a brief comparative look at the holy days in the three religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So by looking at the similarities and differences in these holy days, we can begin to understand these three traditions and their uniqueness a little more deeply. As far as similarities go, all three religions have specified times each week for their adherents together for worship and prayer and fellowship. The distinctions are more compelling and go to the uniqueness of each of these religions. In Judaism, the holy day is called the Sabbath. It is observed on Saturday, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. And it's a mitzvah, or a commandment in the Jewish law, so it appears as a commandment in the Torah. It's observed as a day of rest, a ceasing from all work. And the Talmud, the rabbinical discourses, describe the details of what is counted as work and what is not counted as work, so you know what you can and cannot do on the Sabbath. Now, it's symbolic of wholeness and liberation. Now, the mitzvot appears in two different places, in Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy 5. So it's theologically tied to two aspects of the Jewish story. First, God's rest after creation. So God creates the world in 6 days, and on the seventh day He rests, and so are His people to rest. The ceasing from work, the rest, is a statement of wholeness and completion. It's the enjoyment of the perfection of the creation, the wholeness and harmony of God, humans, and nature in the cosmos. The commandment is given again in Deuteronomy, and here it is associated with the liberation from slavery, the Exodus. Jews were slaves in Egypt, and now they are free. So the ceasing from labor here is a statement of freedom. They were forced to work in Egypt, but now they have no master except God, who's a very different type of master. He gives freedom and liberation. In Christianity, the holy day is known as the Lord's Day, and it's observed on Sunday. Seventh-day Adventists being an exception. It's not given as a command in the Christian scriptures, developed as a tradition through Christian history, though there are signs of it in the New Testament. So, for instance, in Acts 20, on the first day of the week we came together to break bread, and Paul spoke to the people. And it is kept as a day of worship. Now, the reason the Lord's Day is kept on Sunday is because it is symbolic of Jesus' resurrection. So Jesus resurrected from the grave on the first day of the week, which is Sunday, and so Christians then continue to gather together on Sunday, the first day of the week, as an observance and celebration of Jesus' resurrection from the dead. The Islamic holy day is known as Jummah. It's observed on Friday afternoon, so it's not really a holy day, but it's a holy time. It doesn't take up the whole day, and it is kept as a time of prayer. That is, specifically, prayer is the centerpiece and focus of the Islamic Jummah gathering. The Jummah commandment appears in Surah 62 of the Quran. O you who have attained to faith, when the call to prayer is sounded on the day of congregation, hasten to the remembrance of God, and leave all worldly commerce. This is for your own good, if you but knew it. And when the prayer is ended, disperse freely on earth and seek to obtain God's bounty. That is, go back to work. But remember God often so that you might attain to a happy state. So this is not a day of rest. It is really a time of prayer. But, of course, Muslims pray every day. And, in fact, they pray 5 times a day. And this is just another one of those prayers. The difference being that this is the time when the whole community gathers to pray. So there's this very important community function. And it's symbolic, then, of the ummah or the community, or in fact the whole world, because Muslims all over the world are gathering at this time to pray together. So it's symbolic of the whole ummah, the worldwide ummah, gathered together and submitted to God.